and it will tell you where to go. I can't stress enough that this is for your own safety, and that if you refuse to evacuate, you're not only putting yourself at risk, but also the first responders who will have to assist you in an emergency. Everyone must keep in mind, especially those in Zone A who have not yet left, that mass transit service is going to be suspended tonight. The last subway will run at 7 p.m. The last buses will run at 9 p.m. They will remain closed until further notice after the storm passes. If you have not yet left Zone A, please to get to public transportation as soon as possible. If you have friends or family you can stay with outside of Zone A, that's your best option. If you live in Zone A and don't have the option to stay with friends and family out of the zone, shelters like the one we're in right now are available for your use. There are 76 of them in public schools around the city, and they are open, fully staffed, and fully supplied. They provide a safe place to sleep, meals, and you can also bring your pets. You can find their locations by calling 311 or, as I said, the finder on nyc.gov. If you're going to use one of these shelters, we strongly urge you to get there via public transportation, and that has to be obviously as soon as possible, but there really aren't facilities to park cars. All of these shelters have at least one entrance usable for wheelchairs. If you require further information, you can also visit the OEM website or the website of the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, which will provide information about accessible transportation. If you cannot evacuate yourself and need assistance, call 311. And if you go to a shelter and use regular medication or require medical equipment like oxygen tanks, be sure to bring them with you. Also bring the name and contact information for your doctor if you need medical care. Buses provided by the Department of Education have been sent to all 26 public housing developments in Zone A. They are available to take the 45,000-plus residents in these developments to dedicated shelters. Flyers have been posted in every one of these developments, and NYCHA staff is knocking on doors to alert residents about the mandatory evacuation and to let them know the location of buses to shelters. NYCHA is also making calls to residences telling them to leave. The NYPD is making announcements on those in those developments and throughout Zone A on loudspeakers in some of the squad cars. Residents can also call 311 to find out where to get to those buses and to get help with evacuation. As I said earlier, let me remind you one more time, 7 p.m. Subway stop, 9 p.m. buses, and in the NYCHA housing, 7 p.m. all elevators in those 26 developments will be shut off. Heat and hot water will also be shut off. So if you live in one of those developments, it's imperative that you get to a safe location out of Zone A before then. As was announced earlier today, all public schools are closed tomorrow morning, Monday. All school-based after-school programs are closed tomorrow as well, as are most other after-school programs. Let me give you some other updates on city operations. The Department of Homeless Services has enhanced street outreach to encourage people on the street to seek shelter. Street outreach will continue during the storm, safety permitting. Senior centers will be closed early on Monday and will remain closed on Tuesday. The Coast Guard has closed New York Harbor beginning tonight, and all cruise ships originally scheduled for arrival Monday and Tuesday